All right, here we are with the Big Two View, second guest of the day, the Partyville mayor himself, Casino ATX.
What's good? What's happening?
Let's get right into it. So, our first question is, of course, about your name, Casino ATX. Can you give us a little rundown about the name?
I just started off as Casino. I was just Casino for the longest. In the 2010s, I added the ATX to all my social media to make it easier to find me from all of the other casinos that started popping up. When I came back after taking my break from music, when I came back in 2020, I just completely changed my name to Casino ATX. It made sense because it was easy to find me. Also, it stamped where I'm from and all that good stuff.
So, being the Casino ATX, obviously you must be from Austin. I know that, but some other people might not know that. Austin is known for Keep Austin Live,
Keep it live.
We're the music capital of the world, but not for the hip hop, rap, pop, our type of music. So, what would you say has influenced this musical style of Austin to take outside of Austin?
Austin gets influences from a lot of places, which I think makes Austin one of the most unique hip hop areas of Texas to be in, right? Because you have multiple universities here, so that brings a lot of people from all over the country that come here. But then you got a lot of people coming here for various types of jobs. So Austin has always had a real eclectic hip hop sound, right? It doesn't sound completely Southern, but then again, it's not like East Coast or West Coast. It takes stuff from all over and blends it together. But you could literally do any style or genre of rap music and come here and find yourself a little niche or community to perform to. So that's cool too. So that's also though one of the, I'm not going to say a bad thing, but a difficulty because to a lot of people, we don't have our own distinct sound. So no Austin hip hop artist or rapper at least has broken into the mainstream national lexicon or even worldwide. So that's why Austin's always been, I think, overlooked in many ways. But our scene's been growing. We're having another boom period, and we've had some before, but we're having another one, and you're seeing a lot of people really out there getting active. So I like that.
Getting active and staying active is something that you're very well known for. Collabing with as far back as your beginning stages with Game Time, a huge project, and then you've got the Legion of Poons, the Frat House Gang.
Yep.
What else? You collab with all kinds of different people.
I've always loved working with different people. I love working with a lot of different talented people. So I've been in a lot of groups, but I've also, even in my solo stuff, I've done a lot, like you said, with Game Time, with Gutter Gang back in the day. I did a whole mixtape with Magno in 2012 called Swag Sauce. Shout out to Magno from Swisher House. That was a dope project. I've worked with a lot of different DJs over the years making mixtapes up to even now. Like you said, I keep going. So I got a song out right now with Waco Tron called Got It Made. I got a song out with Charlie Boy called Wish You Could. Got a song out with Bone the Mac called Get It. I got songs out with people from right here in Austin. We out there trying to get it going.
That's right. A lot of collabs, which I'm assuming, but correct me if I'm wrong, South by Southwest is a huge music festival in Austin. It's a milestone and a huge success point in a lot of people's careers. You've been a part of it, whether it's being official or unofficial, throwing your own show. You've done it all. So can you just give us a little bit about your experience and how that's impacted your career?
If you're an artist in Austin and you're not finding a way to get involved in South by Southwest in some way, shape, or form, really doing yourself a disservice, right? Because not a lot of cities have a major music conference, or at least a conference that has music portions, come to their town and stay for that long. So it's always been a big deal to get involved and be a part of it. Some of my biggest shows I've ever done were through working at South by. We opened up for Chameleonaire. I've opened up for, oh my God, so many different people and done shows with due to South by. But mostly it's just I've met a lot of people at it. I've met a lot of people in the music industry and made contacts that helped me do stuff outside of Austin when South by was gone. So I think that's very important. And not only just to do South by Southwest, but get on as many of the music conferences as you can. When the majors see you running around and doing all of that, it makes them look at you more seriously because they see you actually investing time and money into your craft.
So you said something earlier that makes me want to ask this next question about the whole "Keep Austin Weird" slogan. Your single "Poppin'" has been on Hot 97,
Yep.
Shade 45, so you have experience with all kinds of radio stations. Your music itself is a mix of humor with pop, old school, new school. So what's the creative process to link your music with the audience or make them really want to get into it?
I'll honestly say it's very rare that I make something for specifically for the audience, right? Where I'm like, ooh, I know these people are gonna like this. I just get in my own zone and go where the beat takes me. That's the first thing I do is get the beat. And then I get the beat, make the hook, and go from there. But I just like to take wherever the beat takes me, which is partially why my sound is as diverse as it is, right? You'll listen to an album and it'll go from a party track to a smoking track, and then I might drop some real thoughtful stuff on you. But the key through it all is I try to be humorous, even when I'm saying deep stuff, because humor, it pulls people in. It makes stuff easier to digest. But I just try to stay as diverse as I possibly can, which is, I guess, part of the whole weirdness of Austin, right? Because we don't have one sound. I just try to make whatever I think sounds good, and so good.
That's right. So, with the social media kind of taking over, you've been a part of the industry long enough to see radio stations, DJ, etc. Then we got social media just took us by storm. But how have you been able to adapt and utilize these platforms? Are you making reels every day, or what are you doing to stay relevant with the music scene constantly changing?
I can't say I'm making them every day, but we're putting a lot more video content out, right? And that was something that I had to really sit down because, like you said, I've been at it for a minute, right? So I came up in the day where you bought a lot of merch, you went to a show, rocked out the show, and sold your merch, right? You might be in the parking lot afterwards, pop your trunk, and have all your stuff, your posters, your CDs, whatever you had, right? So now to hustling to nowadays, it's still a hustle. It's just a different route, right? So I had to sit down and really educate myself on it when I got back into doing music. And the coolest thing for me was everything now is visuals, right? Everybody's running around with a TV in their pocket. So I started up and making more videos and doing a lot of that stuff. And you just got to stay current with the trends and just keep putting stuff in people's face. Make interesting reels, make stuff that speaks to your music and you as a personality. And pretty much whatever you're into, you can find at least a couple 100,000 people that's into that too. That's the other dope thing about today's climate. You don't try to be one of these older rappers that talks bad about the internet or the way people are moving. You adapt or die, right? So that's what I'm on.
Right. So the list of collaborations seems endless when you started mentioning some of the names. But one that catches my eye that I wanted you to let people know about was when you collab with Dat Boy Super.
So in 2020, me and Dat Boy Super, we did a whole album together. Well, really an EP, but I guess it depends on what you call what, right? But that project was called Afro Futuristic. Super dope project. Me and Super we got all of the beats from one producer, and he and I just went in on it. And it's a great project. I think it kind of got overshadowed with the pandemic going on at the time, but awesome album, awesome project. Super has always been a dope person to work with because he's going to challenge you. And I think if you could get in the ring with him and rap, it makes you better for it. And then hopefully he feels vice versa on that. But super dope project. Definitely go check it out right now. And that came out through CHHK Sony Records. So we were proud about that album.
I was about to say the pandemic did make a lot of artists like myself and yourself sit back, man, what's going on? And just stop and stall, but timeless. And so that's great. They can go jam it right now, still fresh to the ears. Besides that, the collab project you mentioned with Wacotron, I think you have a new album. Can you just give us an update on what's coming in the future?
I got my brand new album out right now, Sleep When I'm Dead, Volume 1. Got some great features on there. Like we said, we got Wacotron on the album, Charlie Boy, Bone the Mag. I got Kendricks on there. I got Dirty Brigante. Man, I got quite a lot of folks on this project. Super dope album produced by my crew, Raw with the Doll. That's the company that I'm with. We're a production crew, so really pushing that real hard right now. But I got several other projects coming out this year as well. Before we wrap up, I got Sleep When I'm Dead Volume 2. I got another project called My Life is a Movie with Cutter. He's a producer in Raw with the Dawn. It's just me and him on it. He did all the beats. I did all of the raps. No feature. Well, no. I got features for singing on the hooks, but no rap features. Just straight me and Cutter going in. I'm looking forward to that. And I'm still working with CHHK. I work with Major Gains. I work with BIG2VIEW Management, of course. I work with 7 Crew Entertainment. There's a lot of entities that I work with. So it's a lot of different pieces that help this whole casino ATX machine roll. And we're just planning on still doing a lot of stuff this summer. If things go right, I'll be going out to Ontario to do some shows and just trying to move around and get as much going as always.
Well, to me, that sounds like a whole lot of hustling and absolutely no time for hate. Constantly elevating every day. So that's something that a lot of people can take notes from this interview about a legend like yourself, especially me, knowing you for a long time. So I appreciate you for your time here on the Big Two View, episode 2, Casino ATX. Thank you, sir.
Big two.